Welcome to BooTube, where every detour hides a deadly secret. Tonight, we take you on a road trip gone horribly wrong, a journey into the heart of a small town with a horrifying appetite. Elliot and his friends were driving cross-country, taking the back roads for an authentic adventure. They loved exploring off-the-grid places, but as the sun dipped low and their GPS lost signal, they began to regret their decision. That's when they stumbled upon the sign. Welcome to Hollow Pines. Population 74. The town looked frozen in time, rusty pickup trucks, peeling paint on wooden buildings, and the faint smell of meat roasting on an open flame. Hungry and desperate for directions, they pulled into the only diner in sight, Martha's Grub Shack. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of smoked meat. A few locals sat in silence, their eyes following the group as they entered. Martha herself, a plump, smiling woman with wild gray hair, greeted them warmly. "Y'all look like you've been on the road a while," she said, wiping her hands on a blood-stained apron. "Sit down. I'll get you something real special." The group hesitated, but the gnawing hunger won out. They sat at a corner table, ignoring the uneasy stares from the other patrons. Plates of steaming barbecue were placed in front of them. "This is amazing," Elliot said, taking a bite of the tender, smoky meat. His friends nodded, devouring their portions. But something felt off. The texture was strange, the flavor too rich. "Where do you get your meat?" one of his friends asked, half joking. Martha's smile faltered for just a second before she laughed. "Local farm," she said. "Real fresh." Elliot's stomach churned, not from the food, but from the feeling of being watched. He glanced around and noticed the locals weren't eating. They were staring, grinning with teeth that looked sharper in the dim light. "We should go," Elliot whispered to his friends. But before they could leave, Martha appeared with a dessert tray. "You can't leave without trying my famous pie," she said, her tone oddly firm. Elliot looked down at the pie, dark, filling, chunks of something unrecognizable. His instincts screamed at him to refuse, but one of his friends had already taken a bite. "This is different," she said, her voice shaky. That's when Elliot saw it, a gold tooth partially buried in the pie. He shot up from his seat, knocking over his chair. "We're leaving." Martha's smile vanished, replaced by a cold, predatory stare. "Oh, honey," she said, blocking the door. "You're not going anywhere. We've got room for a few more." The other patrons stood, their grins wide and menacing. One man held a cleaver, another a pair of rusty pliers. Elliot and his friends bolted for the kitchen, the sounds of heavy boots and maniacal laughter echoing behind them. The kitchen was worse. Hooks lined the walls, dripping with fresh meat that wasn't from any animal. They found a back door and ran into the woods, the townsfolk chasing after them. One by one, his friends were dragged screaming into the darkness, until Elliot was alone, his breath ragged, his legs burning. He tripped, falling into a pit filled with bones, human bones, stripped clean. Above him, Martha's face appeared, her smile wicked. "Welcome to the family," she said. Elliot's screams were the last thing heard that night. Thanks for watching BooTube. Don't forget to subscribe and remember, the next time you're on the back roads, think twice before stopping